Welcome back to FPL Spad, your best place to find FPL content for the 23-24 season. My name is Spad. Today, you're joining me for my transfer watch list for Gameweek 29. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe to my channel for future FPL content. Now let's get on with this transfer watch list for Gameweek 29. If you're new around here, how we do it is we looked at the 30 most transferring players and put them in categories of must-buys, great transfers, good transfers, transfers that are optional and lucrative, transfers are gambles, and transfers we certainly need to avoid for the coming game week ahead. And we start off at the bottom of that list, which is Foden today. It's a complete avoid for me, as he's blanking this game week. Got the Arsenal game week after that. I know he scored points before these games before that, before the Liverpool game, but it's not the right time to bring in Foden into your team. So for me, an avoid. Same goes for Nunes. Blanking this game week. Should be back for the next game afterwards, hopefully, after international break, if there's no injuries. So, but still, an avoid for me. Next game for him after that is Brighton at home. But, no, this game week, avoid. Next up, we have Rosario. He's a good optional to have as a keeper, but when it comes to Tottenham players, I expect you to go for more of the outfield players who can get you more points, as we have a limited amount of players that we can choose from, and from teams from only eight teams for four matches. So yeah, we have to be very careful of which players, outfield players we choose, and which keepers we choose from which teams. So for me, Rosario is an optional player to bring in. Next up, we have Elanga. I think he's a good transfer to have, as he is probably the one that's putting output in for Forest at the moment. Could get some goals against Luton, as they have been leaking quite a lot of goals in, even though they score goals. It could be a very open game, and Elanga could be the man to get those goals. So in my opinion, a good transfer to have in your team. Next up, we have Werner. I'm going to put him in the optional. Not a player that I would want to bring in just as a striker for 6.3 million. There's much better options out there to choose from the 8 teams. Next up, we have Muniz. Now, for me, he's a gamble because there's Broya, the player that is signed on loan from Chelsea. They have a clause in his contract. We have to play a certain amount of games, or Fulham will have to pay a penalty price in the millions to Chelsea if he doesn't play. So that's the only reason that Muniz might not play these games, even though he's in great form at the moment. So for that reason, I put him on gamble, because we don't know exactly the ins and outs of the contract, but this is what we just heard around. Next up, we have Ruslev. Now, I think he's an optional defender to bring in. He could keep a clean sheet against Burnley away. Actually, I'm going to make him a good transfer, as he's 4.4 million, and he's attacking right back, so he could get some assist or even a goal. He got a goal, I think, about 2 weeks ago. Could get a goal again. Burnley are not the best of teams. They have quite a lot of players out. So for me, a good transfer. Next up, we have Kulusevski. I'm going to put him in the optional list, because we've got recent news that Richarlison is back in training today and could be available for the game of the weekend. And that means he might not start, but he might come on. So Brendan Johnson and Kulusevski's minutes could be limited a bit. I reckon Son will guarantee play. He has his minutes nailed on. But Kulusevski and Brendan Johnson minutes could be tested, same as Werner. So for me, an optional player to bring in. Then we have Gibbs White. I'm going to put him in the good transfer list. I think he can get some points alongside Elanga against Luton away. Luton, they must have took a morale hit in the last game when they were 3-0 up and lost the game in the end 4-3. It's good for me, but not good for Luton. Next up, we have Collins. Now, I'm not a fan of him. I don't think he's good enough, really, for the Prem. He's only playing because there's so many injuries in the Brentford back line. So for me, he's literally an optional to bring in, not someone who I'll be looking to bring into my team in this game week. Next up, we have Robertson. Now, I think he's optional as well, but I'm going to put him a bit higher, as he is a very attacking player. He could get an assist or two against Tottenham, who do play a very high line. So very easily could get an assist in that game. Probably won't keep a clean sheet, but for his attack returns, maybe he could give you some returns. Next up, we have Leon Bailey. I think he's a great transfer to bring in. He does have like good off days, but when he's on his day, he's literally on fire and he could get goals and assists. Like, because normally when he gets a goal, he's normally getting an assist at the same time as well, and he makes a big haul of points. And I expect this game to be very open. Actually, it could be very open, or West Ham could be sitting very deep, because Moyes is just one of those type of managers that will play on the occasion, not on the philosophy of how they play. You know, that's why sometimes you see them sitting back and defending. Sometimes they're very attacking. That's why you get odd results from West Ham. So I think, and that should be away there. I don't know why. Another mistake, but all good. Should have done that beforehand. Palmer on Void. He's not playing this game week, so wouldn't be bringing him this game week at all. Same goes for Salah. Wouldn't be bringing him this game week either, unless you're playing your wild card. You just want to get him into your team and have him on your bench. But if you're doing actual transfer, there's not a player that I'll be looking to bring in at all. Blanking. Next up, we have Flecken. I think he's a good transfer to bring in because he's out of all the games, he's most likely to keep the clean sheet. He does make good saves here and there, but Brentford defense has been missing key players. So that probably the main reason why he's not a great transfer and just a good transfer. Next up, we have Virgil van Dijk. Another void for me. Ain't playing, ain't got a game. Next up, Kudos. I think Kudos is a great transfer to bring in for West Ham. He was on fire the other day, scored a solo goal in the Europa. They are through to the quarterfinals, so he's going to be on a high. So I personally think he's going to get quite a lot of points. Very open game. And if they play the counter-attack way that I expect West Ham to do, him and Bowen will be a major part of getting the goals and assists. And then we have Ben White, another void for me, not bringing this game week, blanking. Then we have Udigi. I think Udigi is a good transfer to bring in. He does get some attacking returns sometimes, but I don't expect him to keep a clean sheet. Could do. Fulham have been on form quite lately, and Fulham are home. It is a London derby technically. So just a good transfer. Nothing more, but I'm going to put him ahead of Ruslev. Actually, I'm going to put him below Ruslev. Because he's a bit more expensive than him. Next up, we have Wisa. Now, I'm going to put Wisa on the gamble section. Reason being, before the news I got today about him being available, about Mbomo might be back available for the game. It doesn't mean he will start, but he will come on maybe. So Wisa's minutes could be limited in the games coming up. For that reason, I put them on the gamble list, because out of the two players, Wisa and Tony, Wisa is more likely to be replaced, especially the intensity Wisa plays at. Like, he likes to close people down. That's how they got the goal against Arsenal. He runs around for a lot of the time, so he's most likely his minutes could be limited, and to bring back Mbomo back into the fold. Next up, we have Douglas Luiz. I'm going to put him in the good transfer. Probably put above Elanga, as my man's on penalties, takes free kicks, takes corners, and is a key part of Villa's team. So a lot of people died him throughout the season, but he makes solid points here and there for so far. So he could be, in this game week, a man to have in your team. Next up, we have Watkins. Now, I'm going to keep him a must buy. If you don't have him already, it's because I know he came off early in the Europa game because he suffered a cut around his knee. We're not exactly sure where on his knee it was. I'm not sure, but depending where it was, he could play and he couldn't play. So we'll find out probably closer to tomorrow. Maybe he'll get some news on him. But if he is playing, I think he has to be a must buy in your team for this game week and a possible captain option. Next up, we have Morrison. Now I'm going to put him in the great transfer list, as Forest at home for Luton. They'll probably want to get a result for this, that make up for the last game where they were 3-0 up and we're now 4-3. With Adebayo out, Morrison is their main man. So if they're going to get goals, it's going to be mostly through him and a few other players that didn't make it through in this list, like Chong. Chong has been on fire recently. So I know he's not on this list, but I thought I'd mention him anyway. He could be a player to bring in as well. Because the next player that we have is Doughty, and I think he's a great transfer to bring in as well for this game week, as he's the most attacking left back they have from the defence, most likely going to get attacking points out of the defence, and a possible clean sheet against Forest at home. So for me, a great transfer. Next up, we have Romero. I'm going to put him in the gamble because I have my personal belief on him, that I think he's a liability, that he could easily get sent off at any point. There's other Spurs defenders you can go for. Spurs don't keep many clean sheets because they play very attacking football, a very high line. So for me, it's a gamble to bring in Romero. I know like he's made points in the last 2 game weeks, but it's not enough for long on a period of time to show me that he's changed his ways. So for me, a gamble for Romero. Then we have Bowen, and I think Bowen's a must-buy to have in your team, as he's looking to get back onto form from his recent hiccup that he had in January and most of February. He's coming back on a bit of form now, and you expect him to be playing against Villa at home. It's going to be a big game, and he will be one of the main mans to get you points from the West Ham team. Next up, we have Pedro Porro. I think he's a great transfer to bring in. Reason being, he's the most attacking player in that Spurs defensive line. So if anyone's going to get attacking returns in the defensive line, it's going to be Pedro Porro. So for me, a great transfer. Next up, we have Tony, and I think this is a must-buy for this game week, as he has had a bit of a downturn in form, but that is because the teams they were playing, they didn't have easy games. And now Brentford are going to have a lot of easy games coming up where they will like to pick up more points than they did before and get out anywhere near relegation. I don't think they'll be nowhere close to it anyway, but just to be safe beforehand and just aiming for the highest possible Premier League finish is the aim for these clubs, and not to lose their focus. It's always good to finish high. Last season, Brentford finished on 60 points, which is very, very good for a club like Brentford. This season, at the moment, they're on 28 points, 29 points, and I'm pretty sure they would want to get, you probably need to get close just below the 40 mark to be safe from relegation, but I expect them to be aiming for a lot higher than that, maybe get to about 45 and a plus with the 10 games they've got remaining. So 10 games remaining, 15 points. I think they can do that with these. So hopefully they could in the next 3 games. Next up, we have Maddison. I think Maddison is a great transfer to bring in as one of the 3 Tottenham players that you need to have in your team for this game week. He has been getting a little bit of form back, and as there's not many other players you could choose from, there's only 4 games going on, Maddison seems like one of the great transfers to bring in for this game week. But next man up, his partner in crime is Son, and I think Son is a major must-buy. His price has gone up to now 10 million, so all depends on when you bought him. I think I bought him at 9.6. I'm very happy with that. I got him before the trend, which is always the way to go most times, and I'm very happy with this transfer that I did. But I think depending on when Richardson's back, I might even be taking him out because he's going to be moved down to the left a bit now. So we're still up in the air depending on how when Richardson will be starting for Tottenham, because we know he's back, but we don't know if he's going to be starting. So for me, that's what it is. So Son is the most transferred in player this game week, and that is it. These are the 30 most transferred in players for game week 29. On a blank game week, we only have 4 games going on. I think the majority of the people, I think 40% of the people are playing their free hits, and a lot of people are just doing multiple transfers to make up to have 8-9 players in their teams, and just hopefully they're hoping to just coast through and not cause that much points damage. So they were hoping for a lower scoring game week by the people that are playing the free hits, and hoping to save their free hits for another possible blank game week in game week 34. But for me personally, I had to play my free hit. I'm going to now switch over to my normal screen. There you go. As you can see, I've activated my free hit. And I did it more or less the same day because I wanted to just get some transfers in to just avoid price changes, even though really it doesn't really matter as I've got 8.5 million still in the bank. The only thing it's really good for is bring them in early, and so any of these players getting a double increase in their price, which will give me a profit. Hopefully, I'm not exactly sure how that works, but yeah. Let me just move this a bit down. So, if anyone comes on, I'm here willing to give you advice and let you know what to do, or what players to choose. But at the moment, I've still got to make 2 transfers really. I've got to find a replacement for Solanke and Zarbini. Because really, the reason why I haven't done those transfers already, because those are last minute transfers I'm going to be doing depending on team news that I receive. Because at the moment, I'm going to be playing 3 defenders, which will be Porro, Reguilon, and hopefully Moreno, if he's will be playing, or Doughty, So I'm not really sure who to replace Zarbini with, because after all, they're just wait back up for 1 game week. And then in the midfield, I've got Son and Madison will be playing, Bowman will be playing, Kudus will be playing, and Barkley. And then in the strike force, Tony and Watkins. So Solanke needs to be replaced, but he'll be on the bench. So I'm in no hurry to change them. Maybe let me see if there's any price changes today happening. Doughty may be going up, but we've been saying that for a while. Morrison may be going up. Maybe I can bring Morrison as a backup just because that's another thing. I need to bring in a backup just in case Watkins is not going to be starting that game. So could be Morrison's, but I don't really need to do that transfer today because it's 0.1 million is not going to make a big difference to me on a free hit. So I can take my time. Flecken might be going up. Reguilon will be going up. That'd be good because in general I have him already, not as a free hit. Same as Barkley. They're saying Haaland's price might drop again. Surprising. Oh. But yeah, Neto's price is going to be dropping as well. You still going to turn your team?
Yeah, but I've already played my free hit.
Yeah, but he's going back into your team after the free hit. Gomez is going to be going down in price. Not surprised there. Gordon, Steele, Senzi, Tavernier. Not surprised with Tavernier really. Probably people put him in for the double game week last week and then taking him out straight away this game week. Especially he didn't get no returns in any of the games. Let's see the percentage change going on. Son is the most increased player coming in, but his price went up today to 10 million. So maybe price goes up tomorrow again. Maybe. Tony, maybe later, 2 days. He must price went up today as well. Madison, maybe tomorrow if he goes on the same rate. Pedro Porro, maybe, I don't think so. Not really a trend I can see of many crazy transfers happening. I think people are waiting for more tomorrow team news to be making the choice to what to do. But a lot of people taking Solanke out, Saka out, but these are probably most likely free hits. Because I don't want Saka's price to drop. His price dropped today or yesterday. 1 or 2 days it dropped. Let me quickly have a look. Yeah, his price dropped yesterday, and they're looking for another price drop tomorrow. That's crazy, man. Some of these price fluctuations are just no good. Like, it doesn't help me in any way. The Boy's price dropped the other day to 10.5, Amber.
From what? 10.6, yeah.
The highest it was 10.8.
Ooh.
You bought him in at 10.2, Amber. You got him out at perfect time. Like,
Definitely.
same time as me. Before we should have got it out. Not perfect time, but we should have got him out way before. Both of us. But yeah. Not much today going on. But yeah, let's quickly look at the free hit team, AI free hit team, what they think we should be doing. Just quickly show you my week from last week. I made 71 points. Should really have been, in fact, a lot more. It's like he didn't miss the penalty and the goal he scored that he didn't get disallowed. He could have made an extra 39 points for me. And then that would have been a very good week for me, personally, if it came through. But it didn't. So yeah, I'm happy with Barkley getting a goal the other day. Zarbini helped a lot as well. Lamptey came on for 30 minutes, which was a joke for me, really, because like I wanted a bloody clean sheet points and everything, but didn't get. That's 5 points lost there. Garnacho, like I could have had him instead of Salah. Salah didn't start. Obviously, we didn't have the team news of that, so that was a bit of 8 points lost by me there. So yeah, no return from Holland or Watkins. So not a great week, but a decent week. Son more or less saved my game week. And personally, having my team, I don't think a lot of people did have Son beforehand. People have been bringing him in since then, basically, because he has made back-to-back returns, like 17 and 7, and they just think, yeah, he's gonna be back because like he came 28 minutes, 9 minutes to make his feet back, which gave me lost against Wolves. But then Chris Patterson, Villa away, 2 good games where he got points, goals, 2 goals and 2 assists in 2 games, and then got good selfish coming up. So he's the reason why people are bringing him in droves right now. Yeah. So I'll go decide really who I'm gonna be replacing Solanke with, and check. But I don't want transfers. I want to go to AI team. So AI team says Kimmich casting goal, Doughty, Asignon for and Taylor from Burnley, Bowen, Madison, Son, and Bailey in midfield, Fofana, Wisa, and Tony. If not choosing Watkins, because obviously he's injured, Richarlison on the bench with Collins and McGee, and Len on the bench as well. Don't really like this AI team that much compared to other ones. I think having 2 Brentford strikers in Wisa and Tony is a mistake. Having Burnley defenders is a mistake, personally. I just don't think we need to be choosing Burnley players. Yeah. And it doesn't seem right to use a free hit with Richarlison on the bench when you can have a different team player on the bench and having maybe a Tottenham defender on the pitch. Makes no sense, if you get what I'm saying. And let's just quickly have the predicted line points that are going to come up in these games. Just for Gameweek 29. Just look at forwards. So, of course, it shows Tony as the striker is going to score the most points, with Risa, Fofana, and Watkins as the 4th, which I find stupid. Watkins should be at least number 2 or number 1 of that list of predicted points. So I can really bring in Morris, or I don't think I'll go win for fun. I don't think Burnley are gonna score against Brentford. I know they're at home, but they're just so poor in general. And what one thing Brentford do good is they organise correctly, and the only way to beat them is with a bit of skill, and that's something Burnley do not have. So could be an option there, but we know Jimenez is back in training as well, so he could be available. So that's another reason why Muniz might not play, because his minutes might be limited with Jimenez back. Yeah, so it's not really great choices to come from your strike force at the moment. So let's have a look at the midfield. Son is the most predicted. Beside him, Bowen and Maddison. And then we've got Leon Bailey. And then Richarlison, if he's going to be fit and playing, starting, I just don't think he'll be starting, being risked. Just probably get 30 minutes or 20 minutes at the end of the game. Personally, I don't think he'll be starting. Douglas Luiz will be starting as McGinn's out, and obviously Villa still do want. I know now that Premier League gets 5 teams in Champions League. I know like Tottenham and Arsenal, and now they don't have to battle. Tottenham and Villa don't have to battle for 4 spots now. They can both have 4th and 5th together, but they both need to still maintain their points tally, as they do have the mighty Man United behind them, who will have desires to sneak into the Champions League spot. Like right now, pretty sure they're not that far behind them. Let's have a quick look. United are 6 points behind Tottenham, but Tottenham have a game in hand. And to United fans, 6 points is not that much of a big gap. They'll still have hope. And Spursy are Spursy for a reason. So it is possible, but it's all personally up to United how they play. I can tell you right now that one game is definitely a loss already. The game they play against Liverpool, which is after the international break. Like they're sitting on a goal difference of 0. United.
That sums up the season so far. 0.
Like, look at this: Arsenal 46, Liverpool 39, Man City 35, Villa 18, Spurs 20, Man United 0, West Ham -4, Brighton 6, Wolves -2, Newcastle 11, Chelsea 2, Fulham -4, Bournemouth -11, Crystal Palace -15, Brentford -12, Everton -10, Nottingham Forest -16, Luton -18, Burnley -35, and Sheffield United -50. -50, They have let in 74 goals. And they've got 10 games still to go. They're going to break the 100 mark,
We're at the 100 club, mate.
They can't let that happen. That's another record they didn't want to break.
That's averaging 3 goals per game or something.
Yeah, no, it's 2.5.
So, half a goal.
Yeah, but that's what it is. 38 don't go into 100 3 times. 3 times 38 is 106, 114.
Is that how many goals are going to be?
They'll probably let in say, I reckon they'll break the 100 mark, because 26 more goals in 10 games. I reckon, like, if we look at their fixture list, so they've got Fulham at home. Okay, they can see the tide there somehow, but then they fucking play Liverpool.
They might
at
be
home.
able to improve it there. So give them a goal advantage there.
No, they'll lose. They'll lose 1-0.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think they'll win. Yeah, they'll get absolutely demolished here.
Yeah.
That's like 5-6 right there. Yeah. Chelsea at home. Chelsea will put 2-3 behind them.
Yeah, 2-3.
Yeah?
2-3.
Brentford at home, I think that'll be 2 as well.
That might even be 3 or something.
Minimum 2. I'll be generous. 3 and 2. Okay, this game they might hold the tie up.
No,
Okay.
again, they might make points there very easily. Yeah.
Might hold the tie up. I reckon they lose this. Newcastle at home.
Again, that'll probably be 3, maybe even 4.
Forest, okay, they make maybe.
Let's call it evens. Call it even Stevens.
Everton, I think Everton will do the job. 1-0 win.
Two. We'll give them 2.
And then they'll get whacked by Spurs.
Yeah, 2 again. Maybe 3.
We'll send them off to Championship and start.
That's the Hungry there.
Yeah, not good at all. But yeah, Kudos is another option to have, bring in. A person that I'm looking forward to bringing in. Or you could be going for differential choices, my friends. You could be going for Fulham players with the Werby, 1.5% owned. Lewis Paqueta, I don't think a lot of people have Lewis Paqueta either. Hassan Odoi, I don't think he will start, so he's not really a choice. Maybe Wilson, he will be starting. Very low ownership. I don't know if Andreas is back fit enough. Maybe go with him, gamble. Maybe Willian. If you're thinking Tottenham won't be doing it and you want to play the differential route. But yeah, not many options to go with. Let's split a difference. The defense is really bad, man, personally. Now, I will go Pedro Porro, which I have already. Reguilon's not on the list at the moment, but Reguilon is one of my choices. Yeah. And Moreno, just need to find out on his minutes, because I'm pretty sure he didn't play the last game. He played 32 minutes of it. Did he come off or did he come on? Let's have a quick look. So, Spurs, where are you? So. I think he came on. So he came on. So yeah, he came on. So he could be getting the start instead of Dringia. So we have to look out. Let's see who started the Champions League game for them. 1 second. So, hey, should I bring in Reguilon for extra player this week or Gusto for long term? So you're not playing a free hit. If you're not playing a free hit, bring in Reguilon. I think Gusto is not really a long term for me. Like long term bench player, maybe. Yeah, you could do that, but you don't need to do that transfer this game week if you're going to be bringing in Gusto. If you want to do a transfer this week for a player to bring in to play this week, would be Reguilon. And because Reguilon, they've got, I think Brentford got a better fixture list coming up in the next 10. I think they have, out of the 10 games, 6 or 7 of those games where they will be looking to get very good amount of points in those games. So for me, I think, yeah, it's a better option to have Reguilon, as I have him myself. I already had him like before the free hit. But yeah. So let me just quickly look at the line up here. So Moreno started for on the Thursday, and I think he played all full 90 minutes. So that's where we might have thingy. Yeah, but Chelsea are Chelsea, bro. They're like a mid-table team for a reason. That's just that, man. Like, let's just go through Chelsea's lineup, yeah. We got Palmer here somewhere. All right. Blanking, Burnley at home, yes, good game. Man United at home, that's a good game. Sheffield away, good game. Everton home, alright, not as easy as people think it will be. Brighton away won't be easy. Villa away won't be easy. West Ham will be at home, won't be easy. Forest away will be not easy. Bournemouth at home won't be easy. Spurs to be decided still, and Arsenal to be decided still. What good fixtures are you on about, my friend? Yes, you're looking at these number 2s and stuff, but FPL gives out these 2s for like nothing. Chelsea are not a big team anymore. Like, long days, those days are gone. They have lost 15 games this season, I think. Let me have a look. How many games have they lost? 10 games. Like, that's a third of the games they played. They've lost. So if you go by that analogy, they're going to lose minimum 3 games in the next 10. Like, and personally, from that, I think is like the Arsenal game they're going to lose. I want Arsenal I want Chelsea to win, but just being facts, just I don't think Chelsea are good enough, really, man. They're an inconsistent team, very inconsistent. Yeah, some of these players are getting a bit better, but I just don't think I have any faith in Chelsea. Really, Cole Palmer is probably the only Chelsea player that I think everybody needs to have, because these other players, they just joke, really. They've got a lot to prove. And Gusto is a good player to have as a backup player from your original defense, not as the main part of your defense. Let's go to transfers. So I need to bring in player for Zarbini. If there's any other questions you guys want to ask me, please go ahead. I'm here to help. I'm not going to be on for long. I just think it's so hard picking a defender this game week, man. Like, maybe go for Robertson as a differential, but I don't think a lot of people do already own him as well. Because Spurs are still Spurs, you know. They still do a Spursy, like, we can bring in all these Spurs players and they can end up losing 2-3-0 to Fulham. It is a derby game, London derby. Fulham have been good at home recently. If you look at their recent record. Pretty sure I have Fulham player now. So, yeah. They lost to Wolves away, but at home they're good. You know, they beat Brighton at home, beat even United away. Just about lost to Wolves, Villa at home, beat Bournemouth at home, drew to Burnley away, drew to Everton at home, lost to Chelsea away, only 1-0. Like, you know, just telling you, bro. Like, they even beat Arsenal before the international break, not the winter break, where we thought, that's it, this is the end of the Arsenal challenge, and I think Arsenal have gone on to win every single game since then. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 8 games. They have gone on to win 8 games. Pretty sure. There's no Arsenal player been transferred in this week. Pretty sure. No one's stupid enough to bring an Arsenal player in. Not for this game week in general. But yeah. Need to bring in a defender. A backup defender. For this game week. 1 game week, free hit. Any suggestions? I think Robertson might be the one, man. I don't know why I got this feeling about Robertson this game week. And you know what? I'm just going to bring him in for now. Add him in, just to be there. So I can change my mind whenever I want. It's a free hit. You know? But yeah, what time is it? 7:43. Not many other good choices you bring in this game week, really, man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make my Robertson as my backup to bring in. So we'll probably start with Pedro Porro, Reguilon, and Doughty. Maybe Robertson instead. It's still Doughty, but I want Alex Moreno. But the last game he only played 38 minutes and he played the full 90 in the Europa. So that's not a good thing. So he might get rested for Dingia for this game week. So it might be best to bring in Dingia this game week instead of Alex Moreno. And even if Moreno plays, I wouldn't be a surprise if he doesn't make the full 90 minutes and gets taken off for Dingia. So, yeah, maybe I need to bring in another different Villa player instead. But we'll see about that. I'll have another look of him. Who else I can bring in? Maybe I can bring in another midfielder. Still a Barkley. Bring in Leon Bailey and as well. And then switch to another Luton defender. Or go in for maybe, let's see who's on form. Form. Where is it? There you go. A lot of people are bringing Romero in. I just don't see that happening for myself. Emerson would have been a good choice if he weren't like flagged, and not good news from the press conference that came out. Castanian, he does get goals from corners. Yeah. Rousseff, if I could go for the Brentford gamble, he could be a choice against Burnley. He does like to get pretty high up the pitch and likes to score goals, so he could be an option. So that we have got a few people that in mind who can be playing instead. So we're done with that one. And with the strike force, Solanke, the replacement just in case if Wack is not available. Munez, I'm just not totally confident on that one. That game is at what time is that game? That game is at 5:30, so we're not going to get any information on that. So maybe we have to go with Morris, as he has been tried and tested. You know he's going to play 90 minutes. Not the greatest form, but they do need a result this game week. Or I could go for Fofana against Brentford, but I'm not really confident on that either. Or going for double trouble with Risa and Tony, which I'm not confident on that either. So it's really, we're just waiting on Watkins news, and the only reason we have this headache is because there's a chance he might not be playing. But yeah, not good. Not good at all. Is Brendan Johnson ST or midfield? Midfield. Not good. Yeah, we need some more news, concrete news about Broja, if he has to be played, or if are Fulham gonna pay the fine to Chelsea for not playing him enough games as per the loan contract. But yeah, hopefully we get some more news tomorrow. Tomorrow's deadline on 1:30, so it'll be a later stream. I'll start about 12:30 because there's only 4 really games to go through. Not many, a big game week, so I have to have a big stream. So I'll probably start at 12:30. Late as normal, but hopefully more people, you can join me and we can make a deadline of it and make the right decisions and figure out who our captains are going to be. Because if Richarlison is back and there's a chance of him starting, then Son being captain is maybe in doubt. But I see 4 options really of players captaining. People captaining Watkins, people captaining Tony, people captaining Bowen, and Son. They're the 4 players that I think people will be captaining. I will do my poll tomorrow on the deadline stream. Hopefully people can join me and have your votes and let me know what you think and how you did the week before as well. I know some people didn't do good, some people did really great. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me again this game week for this transfer watch list and this Q&A on the Friday. I know most of you can't join me because Friday's a busy day, party day for most people, but not for me. Stream day and chilling day. But you can always watch this stream afterwards on the replay on my channel. Hopefully you do and you enjoy it. If you do, please like and subscribe to my channel for future FPL content. And I'll see you next time. See ya!